Must TV, that's where you see we. That is it.
Could you dance with them? 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 Could you dance? Amazing, beautiful, cute, delightful, elegant, fragrance, gracious. She make me feel holy when me in there. John, no love makes no pay. Question, right start. You boy don't why X, Y sound. The way you love your girl, I'm stopping at the scene. Fling that bumper back on me. The way you wind up your sexy body. Fling that bumper back on me. Me never meet a girl, we look so pretty. Yes, fling that bumper back on me. The way you wind to the beat, the way you wind to the beat. Pretty little mama, tender skin that I see. Move up your body and groove to the beat. She no give up if we party a street. Any boy this them must get the lead. You know see the party they too sweet. The thugs them a reach and the gal them a greet. I grade a bun and the cups them a see. This tune a play and pure shut a beat. The way you love your girl, I'm stopping at the scene. Fling that bumper back on me. The way you wind up your sexy body. Fling that bumper back on me. Me never meet a girl we look so pretty. Fling that bumper back on me. The way you wind to the beat. The way you wind to the beat. Looking at your body and the wonders that be. Freaky little girl staring back at me. Pop another pill on your tongue, make me see. Start up the car, it's time to party. She reach a Belmont on the street. Pull up in a me be my pistol on the seat. Party till sunrise, wine on the heat. My kind of girl with the good underneath. The way you love your girl, I'm stopping at the scene. Fling that bumper back on me. The way you wind up your sexy body. Fling that bumper back on me. I look at you. Me never meet a girl we look so pretty. Fling that bumper back on me. Yes, girl. The way you wind to the beat. The way you wind to the beat. Amazing, beautiful, cute, delightful, elegant, fragrance, gracious. She make me feel holy when me in there. John, no love makes no pay. Question, right start. You boy don't why X, Y sound. The way you love your girl, I'm stopping at the scene. Fling that bumper back on me. The way you wind up your sexy body. Fling that bumper back.
What she must do?
Question, right start. You boy don't.
Greetings, greetings and salutations, one and all.
Fling that bumper back on me.
If you can do it, go ahead and do it.
Fling that bumper back on me.
The sound of Escarta.
Yes, fling that bumper back.
A track called A to Z.
The way you wind to the beat, girl. The way you wind to the beat.
Big ups, greetings and salutations, one and all. Welcome to Real Talk on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew.
The boy this them must get the lead. You know see the party they too sweet.
I want to say much love to my affiliates and all those who are locked into the broadcast right now. Those tuning on TuneIn Radio on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew.
Fling that bumper back on me.
Big ups to you.
You wind up your sexy body. Fling that bumper.
Those locked in on NIE Radio to New Jersey.
Look so pretty. Yes, fling that bumper back.
With New Jersey's finest representing. Yeah, the motivator himself. Much love, my brother.
Looking at your body and the wonders that.
Remember, you can catch the motivator.
Staring back at me.
9 p.m. Eastern.
When your tongue make me see.
For Motivation Thursdays. No lie. Double Trouble Thursdays.
Pull up and me be my pistol on the seat.
And on Saturdays, it's Motivation Saturdays at 1 p.m.
The way you love your girl, I'm stopping at the scene. Fling that bumper back on.
Big ups to those who are locked in New York.
Your sexy body. Fling that bumper back on me.
Yeah, man. The new family member, the newest family member. Reggae Pulse Radio. Representing. Big ups, Buck.
Amazing, beautiful, cute, delightful, elegant, fragrance.
I want to say much love to those who are locked in on the Foundation Radio Network. ClintonLindsay.com. Remember, you can catch Mr. Lindsay at midday every day Eastern. Big ups to those who are locked in on PEMGTV.com. Truly appreciate love you. Big ups to those on Clubhouse. Those who are locked in on Facebook Live.
great about.
Do remember it's only a segment broadcast, so don't get too comfortable.
Oh, shut a beat.
Go ahead and use the link that is pinned in the comment section,
Sling that bumper back on me. The way you
or the link that you find in the description.
back on me. Whenever me tag you, we look so pretty. Fling
What is that link?
back on.
KevinStew.com.
The way you
It
wine.
takes you to the home of the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.
Wonders that be. Freaky little girl staring back at me. Pop another pill on your tongue, make me see. Start up the car, it's time to party.
You know, I kind of like this track.
A Belmont on the street. Pull up in a me, be my pistol on the seat. Party till sunrise, wine on the heat. My kind of girl with the good underneath.
Artist goes by the name S. Carter.
Fling that bumper back
The
up
title of the track is A to Z.
your sexy body. Fling
I
that.
want to say big ups to my segment sponsors.
Whenever me tag you, we look so pretty.
Paul C Media Group. When being in a moment is priceless, give them a call.
The way you wine to the beat.
What can they do? Everything you see here on KevinStew.com and more.
Amazing, beautiful, cute, delightful.
You have a church service, a funeral, a party, a graduation, a seminar.
Feel holy.
Anything you want to stream live on a secure platform, whether yours or theirs, go ahead and give them a call.
You wine
754-999-1140.
back on me.
That's 754
Look so pretty.
999-1140.
Back on me. The way you wine to the beat.
Tell them you heard about them on the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew.
Come on, my tender skin that I see. Move up your body and groove to the beat. She no give up.
I want to say thank you to Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands.
This them must get deleted.
Althea is a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade, and South Palm Beach counties.
And the cup.
She comes to you,
This tune I play and
bringing her table, her oils, and over 20 years massage therapy experience.
that bumper back on me. The way you wind up your sex
Give her a call, 954-655-9000.
on me.
That's 954-655-9000.
Bumper back on me.
Or you can email her at theolater@att.net.
The way you wind to the beat. Looking at your body and the wonders that be. Freaky little girl staring back at me. Papa
She only has one request outside of paying her,
out of the car, it's time to party.
and that is that please to get off her table and go sleep somewhere else.
Pistol on the seat. Party till sunrise, why not?
It's called the Kevin Stew Clause.
Girl with the good underneath. The way
She may fail to mention it when you schedule your appointment, but I'm telling you right now.
where you wind up your sexy body. Fling that.
They're created because I always fall asleep on her table.
Girl will look so pretty. Fling that bumper back on me. Yes, girl. The way you wind to the beat. The way you wind to the beat. Amazing, beautiful, cute,
I'm being reminded here.
elegant, fragrance.
Treat your dads, your husbands, your brothers, your cousins to a Father's Day special.
Bumper back on me. Whenever me tag you, will look so pretty. Yes, fling that bumper.
What is the special?
The
The massage.
wind to the beat. Girl. The way you wind.
You want call her up.
Look at mama.
655-9000.
Move up your body and groove to the beat. She no give up if we party a street.
You coming to South Florida,
Must get dizzy.
Broad County, North Miami-Dade, South Palm Beach counties?
The thugs them a reach and the
Go ahead, schedule your appointment with her right now.
them a see. This tune a play and pure shut a beat. The way you love the girl, I'm
I
stuck
want to say thank you to Reggae Global Entertainment.
back on me. The way you wind up your sexy body.
Reggae Global act as your booking agents, handle your tour management, take care of your business registration, legal service referrals, music production, marketing and promotion, and much, much more.
To the beat. The way you wind to the beat. Looking at your
Go ahead and give them a call, 954-804-8199.
body. Papa,
That's 954-804-8199.
it's time to party. She reach a Belmont on the street.
Or check them out at reggaeglobal.com
That's it.
and tell them you heard about them
It's wine.
from DJ Kevin Stew.
Girl with the good underneath. The way you love the girl, I'm stopping at the sea. Fling that bump.
I want to say thank you to McNeil Trucking.
The way you wind up your sexy body. Fling that bump up.
With McNeil Trucking, your goods are in good hands. They're licensed and insured movers in the state of Florida.
Come me. Yes, girl. The way you wind up.
Go ahead and give them a call, 954-406-9740. You want to move from here to there, point A to point B.
Cute.
Don't have the manpower,
Elegant.
don't have the equipment, transportation, you don't know how you're going to get it all done. No worries.
When you wind up your sexy body.
Call up McNeil Trucking,
Back on me.
954-406-9740. Tell them Kevin Stew sent you.
The way you wind to the beat. Girl.
They got you covered. Your goods are in good hands.
Move up your body and groove to the beat. She no give up if we party a street. Any boy this them must get delete. You know see the party they too sweet. The thugs them a reach and the gal them a greet.
Talk about parties.
Cops them a see. This tune a play and pure shut a beat. The way you love it.
Each and every Saturday,
Fling that bumper back on me.
GMAC Music Solutions presents
Fling that bumper.
Rhythms of the Heart.
Me never meet a girl with looks.
It happens at Eats 876 downtown Fort Lauderdale. The address 627 South Andrews Avenue.
You ain't to the beat. Looking at your body.
Gate doors open at 8 p.m.
Staring back at me.
Live entertainment starts at 9.
Make me see. Start up the carriage.
Ladies are free all night.
Reach a Belmont on the street.
Gents, you can get your tickets at
Party till sunrise.
what's it called? Eventbrite.
A girl with the
That's right.
The way you love it, girl, I'm stopping.
$10 admission.
Bumper back on me.
You can't beat that with a long stick.
Fling that bumper back on me.
Yeah, that's something my father used to say.
Look so pretty. Fling that bumper back on me. Yes, girl.
It's Rhythms of the Heart.
The way you
Each and every Saturday downtown Fort Lauderdale. Go ahead and schedule your date.
cute, delightful, elegant,
Free parking.
gracious,
Lots of it too.
holy. When me in there, John.
And really, really good entertainment. You can't get it any better than that.
Twice out. The way you love it, girl, I'm stopping at the scene. Fling that bumper back on me.
Track called A to Z.
Body, fling that bumper.
Artist goes by the name S. Carter.
Love it, girl, I'm stopping at the scene. Fling that bumper back on me.
Welcome to Real Talk.
Your sexy body, fling that bumper back on me. I look at you. Me never meet a girl with look so pretty. Fling that bumper back.
Now, you meet a girl,
Wine to the beat,
or even a guy,
wine to the beat. Amazing.
and you have to go through the alphabet. You can't help yourself. You gotta go through the alphabet describing them.
Gracious,
All these things.
holy. When me in there, John, no love makes no pay. Question.
And you're confident to that. You step up, you speak with confidence.
I love it, girl, I'm stopping at the scene. Fling that bumper back on me.
And you think it will be received well?
Body, fling that bumper back on me. Me never meet a girl with look so pretty. Fling that bumper back.
Tonight we're talking about smart confidence.
Wine to the beat.
Here, right here on Real Talk. Go ahead and call your friends, tell your friends, friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too. Call somebody, tell somebody. The information is good for everyone. Yeah, we're not leaving all the enemies. So, tonight, it's all about smart confidence. What is smart confidence? It's where you have that ability to stand up, stand tall, and present yourself in such a way that it keeps people's attention. And you sound really intelligent when you do it. That's smart confidence. But do you just get up and have that kind of confidence? Do you just does it come naturally? Or is it something that you kind of have to work on? And I believe it is something some people have naturally. Well, all right. I won't even go there. I'll just leave it there. I believe some people have it naturally. Some people work on it so much that it becomes natural to them. So it's nurtured over time. Yeah? But according to CNBC.com, they asked a question. Do you feel like people tune you out? Or worse, do you feel they find you boring? The good news is that it likely has less to do with what you're talking about and more to do with your delivery. When you observe someone speak, we're listening for two things. One, confidence, and two, emotion. Confidence is a powerful cue that makes people take you seriously. Emotion is an aspect of warmth and makes people find you interesting. So you're confident and you're warm, then, or you're confident and you show emotion, then, it's a winning combination, right? Now, The writer of this article is a body language and public speaking trainer. Now, how do you end up being such a person? I'm not even too sure. It probably takes some work. But Vanessa Van Edwards is a body language and public speaking trainer. And she says, I've worked with hundreds of people with how to improve how they are viewed by others. If you want to make a strong first impression or elevate your reputation, avoid 5 simple mistakes that the most confident and interesting people never do. So there are 5 things, according to her, that these confident people never do. But just 5? Well, let's see what they are. So first, they say they let their hands hang loose. They never do that. A person's body language says a lot about how confident they are, especially the steeple gesture. Now, steepling is when the palm of your hands are facing each other, and we gently place the tip of our fingers together to look like a church steeple. Now, some people probably do it and say, and it is believed that they seem calculating. But it's a thing. So the steeple is a universal display of confidence. I didn't even know that. Former German Chancellor Angela Merkel, French President Emmanuel Macron, and Shark Tank investor Kevin O'Leary, these people all do it. Steepling is a powerful gesture used to convince others that you are confident and committed to what they are saying, what you are saying. And it shows you're relaxed and open. And that is a position that it should take too. But steepling, so, is it that you are that intent, you are paying attention to what they're saying, or is it that, well, I guess it has nothing to do with what they are saying, but it has everything to do with what you are saying. So you assume the position almost like you're challenging someone to challenge you. Go ahead. Make my day. Do you feel lucky? You know, that kind of a position is what they're saying steepling is. Next is hide their emotions. So 5 things that the most confident people don't do. They don't hide their emotions. We signal emotion when speaking with a cue called vocal variety. Research shows that it takes just 1/10 of a second for our brains to recognize emotions conveyed by vocal cues. It's one of the primary ways we communicate our emotions. Also, our moods and attitudes with regards to others. Many people think emotion gets in the way of their messages, but it actually enhances them. Emotion is what makes people interested in you and hooks them into wanting to listen. So, when you feel proud of an idea or care about something, don't act casual. Instead, speak with gratitude and motivation. Share your thoughts with power and emphasis. Introverts, in particular, may struggle with vocal variety because it calls attention to oneself. So, as my friend, the queen of reframe, would probably say, here's a reframe. Or, how do you reframe that? Well, here's a reframe. You've worked hard to accumulate your knowledge, skills, and ideas. You're not calling attention to yourself. You're calling attention to your ideas, to your skills, to your knowledge. You, the self? Nah. You get to chill in the corner and relax. They don't script themselves either. That's the third thing on the list. The confident people, yeah, they don't script themselves. Scripting is the biggest destroyer of vocal variety. Ms. Van Edwards says, I often help speakers craft their TED Talks, and I find that they make two common mistakes: overly scripting their presentation and then rehearsing all the emotion out of it. In one practice session, a client started in the most bored, monotonous tone possible. Today, I am thrilled to share the most exciting scientific development of the last decade. It's going to change your life. Can you imagine how interested one would end up being hearing a start like that? So she goes, hold up, wait. Are you actually thrilled? Is it really exciting? You don't sound very excited. And the response was, oh yes, it's amazing. And I've been working on it for 20 years, and it's a game changer. It could completely revolutionize the way we think about. And she goes, I stopped him right there. Now you sound excited. That is the emotion that we're looking for. Where's that emotion? And she goes on to say, he told me he practiced so many times to get the words right that he forgot everything about the delivery. So, what then would be the solution to that? Well, keep your stories and the emotional parts of your talk, keep that unscripted. Only write out a few key points that you want to remember. And this forces you to tap into the true emotions underlying your words. The next thing on the list is use verbal cues. Use verbal fillers. Now, people use verbal fillers, so, like, well, you know, those are your verbal fillers. They use them for two main reasons. First, to stall for time while you're thinking about the next point. And secondly, because we're afraid of getting interrupted. We believe there isn't enough time or attention, so we fill our points with fluff words. This is also why people speak too quickly and then stumble over their words. But confident people understand the power of the pause. It shows both competence and confidence. Every time you feel yourself wanting to use a filler, simply take a breath. If you do accidentally use a verbal filler, don't react, don't apologize. This is a slow way to retrain your brain, that it should pause instead of filling. So, go ahead, take the pause. Let them wait with bated breath for that next bit of information that you're going to throw at them and present it in such a way that is so mind-blowing and captivating that you have to remind them, okay, breathe. That kind of captivating. Speak with question inflections is number 5 on the list. So 5 things that the most confident people never do. Speak with question inflections. The most powerful people avoid question inflections at all costs. When you use a question inflection, your voice pitch raises at the end of a question. For example, I once worked with a sales representative who unfortunately had the lowest conversion rate on his team. During his pitch meetings, he would say, "We'd love to have your business," and then ask, what should have been a statement? He would go, "The price of our service is $500. Now, he wasn't stating his price. He was asking it. And this cued prospects to also question it. They pushed him for discounts, haggled and negotiated with him. Not something that he would want to do at that point, because your price is your price, right? When you don't give away your vocal power, people will take you more seriously and believe in what you have to say. So go ahead and do those 5 things. Well, don't do those 5 things in order to appear more confident. Don't let your hands hang loose. Don't hide your emotions. Don't script yourself. Don't use verbal fillers, which are your your so like, well, you know. Don't use those. And I know there are some people that do it out of habit. They do it so much that it becomes a part of their presentation. It becomes part of their speech. It becomes a part of even telling a story, something that they're excited about. They use verbal fillers so much that it becomes a part of that. Vanessa is saying, don't do that. And don't speak with question inflections. Speak with confidence. So, just a little bit of an overview of who Vanessa Van Edwards is. Like I stated at the beginning, language expert and author of Cues Master, The Secret Language of Charismatic Communication. She is the head researcher at the Human Behavior Research Lab Science of People, where she leads corporate workshops and on science-based soft skills. So there it is. That is who Vanessa Van Edwards is. And this is that moment where we take a quick little break and we would say goodbye, sayonara, so long, farewell to those on Clubhouse and Facebook Live. But before we do so, there are a couple of comments here that I missed on Facebook Live, and I do apologize to those who were commenting on there. Hey Dora, how are you? Oh, how are you, my friend? It's been out. It's good. Always good to see you. Much love to you guys there in Brazil. Janelle, whoa, it's been a minute, my girl. How are you? So Janelle says, I guess that could depend on the other person's level of confidence. Speaking with confidence, someone insecure might feel threatened by that bit of confidence. I think it can be a little bit of natural and learnt skills, that confidence. What else do I see here? You're agreeing with me. Just can't cross over to coming off. Oh, the know-it-all thing, the confidence. Well, Janelle, it's a bit of a gray area sometimes, and someone who is confident recognizes confidence versus someone who is arrogant or cocky. And when you present that confidence, you stand tall, you speak clearly, you hold your head up. There are certain postures that you assume that you don't even have to speak for someone to say, hey, that person is confident. And you know this. You take that confident posture, and this is one of the very first things that Vanessa Van Edwards mentioned. That steeple hand, that doing this, letting the fingertips touch, and doing, those of you that are watching me, that is, you would see that. So it presents that confidence. And once you speak with that confidence and you use that body language and you take that position, then you'll be received that way. So 773-789 Stu is the number to call, number to text, in touch. I'd love to hear from you guys verbally versus just by text. And since we're going to part company with those on Clubhouse and Facebook right now, come on over to the website. Come on over to kevinstew.com. Jump into the stew pot. It is what others call a chat room, because we're confident over here. So we fancy over here on kevinstew.com. So jump into the stew pot. You don't have to register. You don't have to offer a firstborn, a blood sacrifice, an internal organ, nothing like that. Just go to kevinstew.com. It is where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment. We only ask that you be respectful with your comments. So go there. You don't have to give your name. You can remain anonymous if you wish. There are things that you want to say that you feel that, it may go against the norm. That's fine. We accept those things. And we encourage it. Carl coming in here before we take a quick break. Greetings and salutations.
Greetings, everyone.
Well, we know this voice.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't know this voice at all. I'm a first-time caller.
Oh, are you tonight? It's the first time you're calling tonight. But that's about it. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. Greetings to you, first of all,
thank you.
DJ, and to the Stew Potters and the Night Shift family.
Mm-hmm.
And you said that you were going to take a break. I have a little bit of a time. If you need to take a break, I can, if you don't mind, I can.
Okay, cool. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we talk with Miss Althea, our resident massage therapist, personal trainer. What am I leaving out?
Resident Big Mouth.
Segment sponsor. In fact, you're
Resident Know-It-All.
You're no, that's Fisher.
Oh, my bad. I apologize. I did not. It was not my intention to take someone else's spot.
Yeah.
On your broadcast.
Yeah, you can't take that one.
Oh yeah, no.
Okay, so we'll be back with and speak with Althea when we come back. But before, as we go off into the break, just want to remind you guys, Father's Day is coming up. Visit the Mary Kay store, my Mary Kay store. Yes, marykay.com/Kevin Stew. You can get products for men from Mary Kay. Products which include beard care and facial care. And remember, skincare is for everyone. It's not just for women. And Mary Kay does have some awesome skincare products. So go to kevinstew.com. There's a link there. Visit marykay.com/Kevin Stew directly. Do your shopping, place your orders, and let's get Father's Day taken care of for the man in your life. Yes, from marykay.com/Kevin Stew. There are fragrances there too. If you like to have your man smelling a particular way, if you want a particular fragrance on your man, your father, your brother, your cousin, whomever, your teacher, once it's a father, once it's a man in a fatherly role, go ahead and get them something. Tell them you love them by sending them a gift from my Mary Kay store, marykay.com/Kevin Stew. And one of the things that is there also, mind-blowing, really cool, it's called the Mary Kay CC Cream. It does an amazing job at balancing skin tone. So go ahead, a little bit goes a long way with a lot of the Mary Kay products. Get yours today, try it out, see if it works for you, and tell me how much you love it. Also available, marykay.com/Kevin Stew. All right, we'll be right back after these other messages. Facebook Live, Clubhouse, catch y'all later. Come on over to kevinstew.com for the remainder of the broadcast.
Pulsey Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulsey Media Group.
Today, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school,
In math,
I learned that I'm ugly
I
and
learned
useless.
that I'm trash.
And in gym,
In biology,
I learned that I'm
I
pathetic
learned that I'm fat
and a
and
joke.
stupid.
In history,
Today in
I learned that
school,
I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick.
And in
And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell.
and a joke.
In chemistry, I learned that no one
In
likes me.
biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid.
In English,
And in
I
math,
learned that I make people
I
sick.
learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today
The only thing I didn't learn today
The only thing I didn't learn
It's why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Reggae Global Entertainment presents the brand new self-titled album from Yishka with 9 great songs. Oh, baby, let me love you.
Oh, baby.
Be grateful for life.
Be grateful for life.
Shake you down.
Girl, I wanna shake you
What else can I do?
What else can I do?
Babe, come over.
Baby, come over.
My. It's our time
It's our time. You know I love you.
for your love.
For your love, I would do anything.
I'm falling.
I'm falling in love again.
Yishka. 9 great songs. Available on all streaming platforms.
You sure look good tonight.
Available now.
Hey, I'm representing for DJ Kevin Stew, working on the night shift radio show. Won't go changing like the weather, just to please the devil never. Will DJ Kevin Stew sell his soul? That's a word and honor. It's Christine representing word and honor. Celestia DJ Kevin Stew.
I can tell that you love me by the way you're looking at me. Girl, the feeling is mutual, 'cause I love you the same way, and I love you so much. I don't care what people say, it's complicated, 'cause you got your man, girl. I just know that I want you, same way you want me. Baby girl, come over, wanna be your lover. Got some things to show you, got some things to show you. Wanna give you pleasure, searching for your treasure. I could be you, everything you want. I could be you. Tonight I will forgive you of everything you've done, yeah, in your past. Tonight I'll be your preacher, baby. You give me your undivided, and I'll relieve all your stress, baby, with my forgiveness. My forgiveness. I just wanna give you everything that you've been searching for, baby. All you gotta do, baby girl, come over. Wanna be your lover. Got some things to show you, got some things to show you. Wanna give you pleasure, searching for your treasure. I could be you, everything you want. I could be you. I could be you. I could be you. I spend the night. It'll be the best, be the best. All you gotta do, baby, just come over. Let me be your lover. I can give you pleasure. I can give you pleasure. I will be your savior. I can be your preacher. I'll forgive your sins. I'll forgive your everything. Baby girl, come over. Wanna be your lover. Got some things to show you. Got some things to show you. But I'll give you pleasure. Searching for your treasure. I could be everything you want. I could be
The sound of Enzo bringing us back from the break. A track called Come Over.
Baby girl, come over.
Yeah man, come on over. Here in South Florida, it's raining right now.
Got some things to show you.
I don't know what I'm gonna show you apart from my umbrella.
Searching for your treasure. I could be everything you want.
I can be everything. I can be your huckleberry. Welcome back to Real Talk on the night shift to DJ Kevin Steele. Tonight we're looking at smart confidence. So what is it? How do we get about getting there? It's a journey for some have it naturally. And just before the break we had Althea SU calling in. Althea SU is not only the sponsor of this segment of the broadcast. I don't know, but that's probably why she's calling in right now. But she is a licensed massage therapist and she is a certified personal trainer. Althea,
yes, sir.
we're looking at smart confidence tonight, as I titled the broadcast, and so I'm looking to try to present some ways that we can appear more confident. You know, ways that we could. It could help with interviews. It could help with presentations. It could help with just conversations. What is it that you are giving us tonight as it relates to smart confidence? Do you know someone that when you met them, you thought, this person might know what they're saying, but it doesn't seem like they really know what they're saying? And so tell us your story about meeting someone like that, and your story about meeting someone who is so confident that anything they talk about, they could be talking about the alphabet, and you are just locked in and enthused.
Well, if I may start off on a soapbox, you guys have my word. We'll be off the soapbox in a matter of seconds.
Okay.
I have a pet. Okay, I have a pet peeve.
What's that?
Is whenever I am in a public setting and I hear someone just running their mouth, whether they like to hear themselves. There's some people out there who like to hear their own voices, and whatever is coming out of their mouth is trash, it's garbage, it absolutely makes no sense, or they're just trying to fit in with a discussion or fitting with a specific group.
Okay.
It just really irritates me, especially when others are trying to have a serious discussion, and not everybody, but the majority of the people in that group have somewhat of an idea what the topic is about. So that's a real pet peeve for me when somebody chimes in and they basically are not.
Their contribution is a non-contribution.
Thank you. Okay, I am off my soapbox now. Thank you for allowing me to put that out there. But,
okay.
I am that confident person.
Okay.
And I say that because I tend to do my research. For instance, if I know I'm going to be in a public setting, and I'm a sports fanatic.
Okay. What sport?
And
I know the sport, but I'm asking for the listeners.
well, I like almost all kinds of sports with the exception of baseball.
Okay.
I don't know why I can't get into baseball. I love cricket, but I just cannot get into baseball. I love football. I love soccer. I love basketball. I love golf. I love bowling.
You love golf?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's on my bucket list to play golf. And it is
You just
up.
want to swing a club and whack something. That's all that is.
And not get in trouble for it.
Right.
Don't catch a case for no, but for me, watching golf is very relaxing and very calming for me.
Okay. It's a lot of exercise.
Yes, and it's great exercise as well. Thank you for bringing that up.
Not watching it, but playing it.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I also think I would look extremely gorgeous just holding that club in those golf outfits. That's just my opinion. But and I strike a pose with that golf club.
Yeah.
Yeah, that pose.
Okay.
But anyway, back to the topic. So if I know that I'm going to be in a setting where it's going to be a lot of individuals who, it's basically a theme. And if it's going to be a sports topic, I'm going to do my research on, say we're going to a basketball game.
Okay.
I always root for my home team. And I'm going to do my research to find out statistics about the opposing team, because not everybody in the setting is going to be rooting for the same team. So, to make the discussion interesting, of course, you're going to have some opposing point of views.
Okay.
So I don't just want to sit there and just say things about my team. I want to bring up interesting topics about the other team.
Okay.
And I'm not going to know that unless I do my research.
So having the knowledge and presenting it, though, are two different things. So there are people that they know what they're talking about. But like I read in the article just now, courtesy of Vanessa Van Edwards, she worked with one client that he rehearsed his information so much. He's doing a TED talk, presenting on whatever it was. And he rehearsed it so much that it was just blah. All the emotion was gone out of it. So emotion being, so the presentation, not the material, but the presentation of the material makes a difference with one's perception. So how do you view the presentation of information? How do you present?
Well, I'm usually not one to initiate a presentation or a discussion on any particular topic, whether I'm an expert on the subject or I'm a novice. I kind of like step back, listen to what others are saying, and I'm like, ooh, now that's an interesting topic, and ooh, I never knew about that. And that is how I make my intro into being a part of the discussion is, ooh, wow, I learned something new today. I did not know that. And I find that if, from listening to others, And I can usually tell when people genuinely know what they're talking about versus if they're just blowing hot air.
Okay.
And kind of like boost their ego a little bit. Like, hey, you taught me something that I didn't know. I learned something new from you today. Thank you. And
so that's what those messages are all about. Your ego stroking. Okay, I'll take it though. Keep stroking my ego. I'll take it. Thank you.
Hey, listen, it works because seriously, first of all, I don't know what that person has experienced that day or what their frame of mind is in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
And if I can say something genuinely that, hey, I did not know that about whatever the topic is, thank you for teaching. I learned something new today. And for most people who know me, is that one of my mantras is I try to learn something new every day. And I always give credit where credit is due. If you literally said something and it's the first time I'm hearing it,
mm-hmm.
and it makes sense to me, I'm going to give you credit. You know what? I did not know this. Thank you. I learned something new from you today. So, call it ego stroking or however it is. From me, coming from me to you,
mm-hmm.
It's genuine.
But do you listen to someone presenting information and it's all about the information, or does the presentation come into play?
Both.
Because
you could know everything there is to know about a particular subject or a particular topic.
Mm-hmm.
And you get up there in front of me, and whether it's me as an individual or me as being a part of a group.
Yes.
And you get up there and you talk like this, and there's no audience interaction. And
hi, I'm
no
Tom Baudet, and I'll leave a light on for you.
No, that's usually why I have my phones, and I have all kinds of games on my phone. And yeah, but definitely, it could be the most interesting topic, but definitely presentation has a lot to do with the way your audience receives the information that you have to provide. It could also be the most boring topic ever, but you get up there and I'm going to put you on a spot. You are very animated.
Oh, you're literally putting me on the spot.
Yes, I am.
Okay, go ahead.
You literally have a way of capturing an audience's attention no matter what you talk about. It's your body language. You talk with your hands and your head and your face. And it's just, when you're excited about something,
so I'm letting you hear my body talk.
No, I see when your body talks. That's not that kind of show. I digress. But no, and I'm quite sure that anyone who's tuning in to tonight's broadcast will agree with me. I've been around for quite a while, and there is a reason why after 12 years,
just about, yeah.
Yeah, I was there from the beginning, and I've been participating from the beginning.
Yes.
I don't just do this because I feel obligated, or I actually enjoy participating in your broadcast because, number one, you never make it about you. Number two, you encourage audience participation.
Definitely.
So that whatever the topic is, whatever the discussion is about, you give others the opportunity to express their point of view, which makes for a great interaction.
But I thank you. I thank you for the kind words. I thank you for recognizing the effort. I truly appreciate all of that. And I thank you for the support.
You're quite welcome. And the fact that there is Webster's Dictionary and then there's a dictionary of Kevin Stew. Oh my goodness. I really look forward to the new, the new words. A girlfriend of mine and I were having a discussion earlier this week, and she met someone who just creates their own words, and she says, you are the reason why she's so drawn to when this person speaks is this individual just comes up with words like Kevin does. And it's just like the word you use, appreciate love.
I didn't come up with it though, but
I've never heard anyone used it before you. I mean, it may have been used, but you just take words from the English language that can be monotonous, dull, boring, and you put the Kevin Stew spin on it.
And some people don't like that, but some like coffee and some like tea.
I like coffee and I like tea.
Okay, so.
So, but it's also definitely presentation. I think it's 90% presentation and 10% content when someone is, for instance, giving a speech. Because if you're not able to capture that audience's attention and hold it for the duration of your presentation,
it doesn't really matter what you're saying.
No, it really doesn't. And I have the attention span of a 2-year-old. Let me put that out there.
Okay.
That's why I love audiobooks. I love podcasts.
Okay.
But if someone's going to get up there and there is no excitement in their voice when they're reading, or if they're doing an interview on a podcast and they're talking like this, and
that's
you
how some
just
people
shared,
talk, though.
You know what? Like I said, 90% presentation, 10% content. It really doesn't matter what the content is or how relative the content is. If the speaker is not able to capture that audience's attention.
Well, to capture your attention, since we're asking you specifically.
Okay, capture my attention, then I will just break out my phone and go to one of my very many games that I have on my phone.
It's so funny to me when I hear a grown person say, hey, I really don't want to hear what you have to say because you're not presenting it with any type of energy, so I'm going to play a game. That's something that you would expect from your teenagers.
I'm an overgrown teenager.
Okay, that settles it.
And I have the confidence to say that to an individual. But it's the way I say it. And it, not to sound mean or condescending.
Okay.
But it's more of a constructive criticism.
Okay, we'll work with that.
Especially if I'm approached after and ask for my feedback, I am not going to sugarcoat it because that's just not me, you know, and it's giving constructive criticism lovingly, and that can be done.
How does one go about criticizing someone's, let's say, presentation? You didn't like it, you're going to critique it, you're going to give that feedback. You're not trying to hurt their feelings, but what you're saying is not
it's not what they want.
Considered to be very uplifting.
Well, first of all, I always ask permission.
Okay. So that gives you permission to hurt their feelings?
No, I ask permission. May I give my honest feedback?
Okay. Honest feedback is diffusing, yes.
And there's going to be one of two answers.
Tell me a lie or go ahead.
No, it's yes. I would appreciate that. I would appreciate, well, you know, everybody else says appreciate. Kevin Stew says appreciate love.
Right.
But if they say no, I'm like, okay. And move on. But if they say yes, I kind of, I think about what I say before I say it. You know, I don't just come out and go, well, you know what, your speech was dull and boring and your voice was monotonous and, I'm sorry, not monotonous, monotone. And no, I choose my words. And, you know.
So you hurt people's feelings with care.
I care not to hurt their feelings. But,
I like how you reframe that. I really like how you reframed that.
It's about, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Right. It is. So, well, the mere fact that you're going to preface it with, you know, I want to give you my honest feedback. So you taking the time out to share your perspective, your observation with this individual, that in and of itself should be recognized as something positive. Because then it says, hey, you know, I think what you had to say was worth listening to. Just spruce it up a bit. Make it more attractive.
And when I, if I'm given that opportunity to provide that honest feedback,
yes,
I tend not to do it in a public setting because I don't want the individual to
cry publicly.
Right, you know, to feel like if I cry publicly, I always walk around with a handkerchief and Kleenex in my purse. That's what that's for. You know, it's not just to pat my face and to get rid of the, you know, the excess glow.
Yes.
Yeah, it's also no, and that is something that I praise publicly, but I criticize privately.
Okay.
So if I'm in a presentation and, you know, if it's somebody that I feel comfortable enough in approaching, and, you know, don't get me wrong, I might be playing the game, but I'm still listening for certain clues, certain information that I can be like, oh God, this is boring, but this information is interesting, and if I'm going to do this, let me at least remember. And I take notes.
Mental notes?
No. No. Mental notes? No, I'll forget after 2 seconds. I do have a notepad on my phone, and I'll jot stuff down.
Oh, so you're not always playing games. Sometimes you're taking notes.
No, sometimes I'm taking notes.
Okay.
And remember I said I have the attention span of a 2-year-old?
Yes.
After 30 seconds, I am going to forget what you said.
Okay.
So I have to go back to my notes. And when I'm presenting facts,
yes,
in that discussion, after that speech or that presentation, makes me very credible. And I like to paraphrase.
You know, well, paraphrasing is one of those things that is deemed to be important when actively listening. So
yeah, in my past professional life, I was taught. I don't think that's a skill that very many people have naturally.
Active listening?
Yes.
Yeah.
That I attended several training and several classes on active listening.
Got you.
You know, so if I'm in the audience and you're giving the speech and I find some of what you're saying is interesting, I didn't know that. Let me jot that down. I don't know when I'm going to come across you again, or if I have the courage to approach you and you actually give me the opportunity to provide that honest feedback. I don't need to look like an idiot in front of you. I need to show you that, yes, I was paying attention, and these are the points that I took away from it. And remember when you said such and such and such?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the emotion, the information was great information. But do you think that everyone took away the same thing from it because of, you know, could you have, I mean, this was an exciting fact or whatever, but you were just like, you know, you sounded like you were reading from a script. And I just thought that this information was like, wow. Oh, you did you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there I am saying, okay, this was great information, but the way it was presented, that's not how I received it. Makes the person think, you know?
I read from scripted information all the time.
I at first I couldn't tell. I was like, man, he knows the stuff that he's talking about. You were like, I remember when you first disclosed that some of the information that you're presenting was from a script.
Quote unquote script, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, of course, you put your own twist on it, but
yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, you just sounded so natural that it didn't come across that way when I first started tuning in and listening to you. So there goes that presentation skill.
Yeah, I try.
You do better.
There I go looking for words and putting in fillers. as I just read, that's what confident people don't do. You know, the most powerful, confident people don't use word fillers. Listen, sometimes I have so much going on in my head, I toss them in there. And so there are some things that we would read as we learn something. You know, as I'm presenting on being confident and sounding smart, I have a little bit more information that I need to present before I go off into musical therapy. And it speaks to how to sound smart, you know, how to appear smart. And I can tell you, I looked through it, and some of the things I don't really agree with as it is presented. There should be more to it. Some of the things that I just presented, just like using word fillers. Some of the most charismatic, some of the most profound speakers, they use word fillers. And it's just because they have so much information in their head, and sometimes, yeah, they jot down notes, but there are some people that don't speak from notes. They just know they're starting off on something and just running with it. I have done that on occasions where I've presented, and what are we talking about? Oh, this is the topic? Okay, let's go.
And I think that every successful speaker, you know, based on the topic, they're going to jot down notes. And you have some people that will, you know, glance at whatever, you know, they'll have bullet points.
Yes.
And they'll touch on a bullet point, but they won't have every single, you know, subtitle under that highlighted bullet point. They just know that they want to share about this bullet point, and then they take it from there. Some people, they read verbatim from a speech.
Yes.
And I can tell someone who is reading verbatim from a speech versus someone who lists bullet points and then, you know, go off and talk. They're still remaining on topic, but it is not something that is scripted. And I can tell you how they do that. If you've ever been in an audience, and it could even be church,
mm-hmm.
and that speaker never leaves the podium, and they're always glancing down, and they never step away, and they never tilt their head to the side, and you go like,
You talking about me tilting my head again?
Nothing.
Because as you said it, I tilted my head and I recognized it.
Oh my goodness! Oh, I literally have to go back to the recording and look at this, because you know I'm always straight in my head. But if that speaker, and this has been my experience, if that speaker never steps away from the podium and they hold on to both sides of the podium and they rarely look up, make eye contact with the audience, they're reading verbatim from a script.
Mm.
But you have speakers who they jot down notes and, okay, the topic is about relationships. Okay, we want to talk about parental relationships. We want to talk about sibling relationship, and they jot down notes and they glance at their notes, and then all of a sudden in their mind, oh, parental relationships. We want to talk about the relationships between mother and daughter, and father and son, and fathers and daughters, and mother, you know, things like that. That the moment they look at that topic,
okay, they know where they're going.
You know, not the topic, but
the bullet points. Did I lose you? Hello? Althea? You just went silent. I don't know if you're hearing me. Okay, there you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. What part did you miss?
Right after Mothers and Sons.
Okay, so, they have relationships and they look at familial relationships and they talk about, okay, the relationship between mother, daughter, father, son, mother, son, father, daughter, however.
Right.
And sometimes, yeah, we tend to go off on tangents and then you see they raise their head and they're looking around. Okay, I'm losing this group over here or I've totally lost the audience. And then they go back and they bring it in and they go on to the next topic. Oh, the audience go, this is something new. This is something different. If they just look down and hold their head down and read from that script, they will never know when they have lost the audience.
Well, some people are nervous. Some people get nervous when they're in front of a large group of people or in front of anybody at all, and they're presenting something. Some people get called on to do these presentations, and it's not their forte, but because of the nature of their job, or they may have in a drunken stupor volunteered to do something, and it ends up that they have to present and then they can't get out of it. That's probably their only way to present the information. Now, unfortunately, it may not be received well. There are some people that listen to information just for listening to the information. See, they don't want any fluff. They don't want anything added to it. They just want the information. Give me the information, and that is all that they want. This is the kind of person that would probably sit down and read an encyclopedia, and that's all that they want to do. Not knocking anybody for sitting down reading encyclopedias. I used to do it as a child, just because they had really cool pictures. I didn't like reading, but I did it. Anyway, I digress. So you have these individuals that this is just how they can present. They can't do it any other way.
And it also depends on the setting, because some presentations that is for informational purposes.
They're supposed to be boring?
No, they're not boring. But the human brain can only remember and hold and consume so much information.
In one sitting.
Right. So, but there's still a way to add your own spin to that information. And that's why I said preparation is key.
Mm-hmm.
Are you always going to have time to do research and prepare? Not always. And that's where those word fillers come in.
So like all those.
I don't like.
You don't like?
I don't like that word like. And like such and such, and like when you were doing, like
No, but you see, now you're stereotyping because you use the Valley Girl voice.
When I hear individuals yes, I am stereotyping, but whenever I hear those words, and it is not at that point, it doesn't become a filler. Because if you're like using like for every other like word, like it tells me that you probably do not know the bleep what you're talking about, and you're just sitting up there improvising.
But no, this is what I'm saying. There are some people that they use it so much that it becomes a part of how they speak now naturally, and it may be very unnatural, but it's natural to them. Here is a little bit of the information that I had dug up. ways to sound more confident, and some words and phrases that make you look weak. Now catch this. And this is as presented, or some grammar experts are the ones that say this, right? So they go, does that make sense? Now, I have asked that question to information that I'm talking about. But let me put it into context. I may have presented some information that I have come across, and I'm disputing that. So here they're saying, when you use does that make sense, what you should probably use is, what are your thoughts? Or, I'd like your input on this. They're saying, when you use does that make sense after you're finished sharing a thought, you're immediately giving the impression that you're not convinced, even yourself, within yourself, that you're not convinced about what you just presented.
And not that you have to be convinced, but you're definitely right. If you use, does that make sense? And if I'm in the audience, I'll be like, does that make sense? Did this person not know what they just said? And are they asking if what they just said makes sense to me, or does it make sense to them, or...
Right. So now it becomes a validation seeking or approval seeking thing versus requesting an opinion or an idea.
Right.
Another thing is when they go, maybe we should try. The experts are saying, don't use it. Don't use that. Go with let's try, or it's a good idea to try.
Yeah, that right there exudes confidence. You know what? Let's try this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you think we can try this? That makes a person sound weak, unsure of themselves, even if they have no clue of the subject matter they just presented.
Right, and that's what they're saying. It's kind of wishy-washy.
Yeah.
They said up until the mid-19th century, maybe was written as two words, may and be, which makes it clear that it literally refers to something that might happen, but might not.
When did it become one word?
Somewhere within the 19th century.
Before my time.
Then I think this would is another one. And to replace think with believe. I believe this would. It puts a different kind of presentation to the statement. It puts you in charge of your thoughts and shows a little bit of surety. Then there is I'm not positive or but or I'm not sure but. They're saying
that little 3-letter word.
Yeah, that but. It negates everything that you said before it.
Because no one's going to hear or remember or even,
right,
before that word. You could have given the most prolific speech, and you use that word but. No one's going to remember what you said before the word. All they're going to remember is but.
The focus becomes what happens after but. So,
right.
What they're saying, what the professionals are, what the experts, quote unquote experts, are saying, just go ahead and say whatever you're going to say after but. Do that. You don't need to add disclaimers. If you start a sentence with, I know this might be a stupid question, but, or I don't want to sound pushy, but, then you're undermining yourself. Go ahead. Present a stupid question, because there's no such thing as a stupid question. That's the first thing that you need to understand when you're presenting a question. It is probably because you don't know something or you want to see what the opinion is of the person that you're asking a question.
Right.
Go ahead and ask a question. Don't do the precursor and the but. Nah.
And just end it right there. Or,
Yeah.
yes, I think this might be, but yeah.
Here's one that I think everybody uses. I have not come across a single soul that does not use this statement. I have used this statement. I just wanted to touch base. And I don't know, do you think there's something wrong with that statement?
I just wanted to touch base.
It seems very natural, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I know for a fact that I have used that, and I never thought about it. But now that you said it, I just wanted to. Oh my God! Oh wow! It's like stirring up some stuff in my brain that I just wanted to touch base.
Here's what the experts are saying about this. One word needs to be taken out of that statement. Just.
Just. That's all. That's all. That just does it state that that's all you wanted to do when you put just?
No.
Out.
What they're saying is it's a softener, almost an apology. Like I hate to bother you, but kind of like that. I just want the just. Take out the just and say, I wanted to touch base. And it changes everything.
One word.
I never gave it a second thought prior to coming across this information. I'm going to be totally honest with you. And I have used this phrase over and over and over again.
Wow.
Another one that people use all the time. Needless to say. Now, according to the experts, this comes from a long line of ironic phrases where you open a topic by saying you're not going to say, but then you say it anyway. And you kind of have to ask, then, okay, why are you going to say it? So, needless to say is one of those. Just don't say.
Just don't say. Yeah, needless to say. That's one thing that's one phrase that I can't honestly say that I've used, because it just doesn't, to me, it doesn't make sense. Needless to say.
Well, there are a few of them that kind of fall under that umbrella, because for what it's worth is kind of another one. Another one is, in my opinion. Now, this one can cause a little bit of problems.
Did someone ask for your opinion?
No, but if you're in conversation and your response to something is, well, in my opinion, blah 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 blah. If it continues to rain over a 3-hour period, then I think there will be flooding at the front door. By the way, it is raining in South Florida right now. Do be careful going through this week. It's said to be pretty wet. It's going to be pretty wet down here in South Florida, so be mindful. Walk with your umbrellas, your ponchos, your whatever, your galoshes, whatever. Careful out there when you're driving and you see settled water. It could be a little bit of a case of flooding. Be mindful. Okay, that was your PSA. But in my opinion, as we digress, is one of those things that, again, we would hear people of influence talk. We would hear someone on the radio, someone on TV, wherever. And we think, okay, here is something we should probably do. This is cool. They do it, we could probably do it too, and it becomes a thing. Well,
But
more,
do you think the majority of people who hear someone make that statement think that, or is that just a handful of people? Like because somebody, if I hear that statement, or when I hear that statement, oh, it's only one person's opinion. Oh, let's move on.
but
No
that's
matter
just
how
it.
no matter how influential that person may think they are, I'm going to hear, in my opinion, oh, so what? I'm supposed to think that your opinion is all that matters? No.
Well, when the in my opinion is not there and you get that information from this individual, which one holds more weight?
I have to think about it.
When a let's use a charismatic president like Barack Obama. Everybody loves Barack Obama. When he would say something, people would hold on to it for dear life. Because it could be his opinion. When someone who is revered, someone who is respected, says something, even if they use, in my opinion, they would probably hold on to it. But even more so when it is, in my opinion, is not used. Because no, here's that confidence that we spoke about earlier. That's one part of it. The other part of it is, here is something that is a given. I am speaking, so it can only be my opinion, unless I'm quoting someone else. And if I am quoting someone else, then it's probably because I believe what they are saying, and it has become my opinion. So
And,
it's kind of a given.
Right. Quick question. Now, I also have another pet peeve is when when people use another's words or speech or whatever, and they do not give credit. They try to make it seem like, it was their thought, it was their original idea, it was their original words that they're up there saying. And that's another thing I have to give you credit for is, because you present information from other sources, you always give that credit and not try to make it sound, yes, you are a very intelligent, very charismatic speaker.
Mm-hmm.
But when you have to use other, information that you get from other sources, I admire the fact that you give credit to that source, and not every speaker, everyone who does public speaking, not everyone does that.
Well, I thank you once again. Listen, I present a very good show, a very good broadcast. I don't even call it a show because it's I'm not putting on a show. I'm presenting information. And I take a little bit of time to put my information together. Just a little bit. And because it's someone else's work, because someone else put a whole lot of time into putting this information together, it's only right to give credit where credit is due. So the information that I'm presenting tonight, a lot of it, well, basically all of it, comes from CNBC. This discussion that we're having, of course, comes from my head, my bit of information. And as I'm reading what the experts are saying, this is from CNBC.com. And I have no problems saying that this is where it is from. It is the experts that are saying this, the quote unquote experts. And I do say quote unquote experts because I don't know these people and what is it or who is it that determines that they are experts. So another one of these words is sorry. And it is suggested that you use excuse me instead. Psychologists say or suggest that people tend to think those who overuse I am sorry are ineffectual and lack confidence. And if you need more convincing, keep in mind that from the 13th century forward, the word sorry was used to mean wretched or worthless.
Yeah, whenever I hear that word, I automatically think it is. I do not associate something positive when I hear that word, sorry. Whether it's you're sorry or I'm sorry for doing or no. It does not mean anything. It doesn't mean anything confident to me when that word comes up. And if I would rather use if I do something, whether I do something to hurt someone or whatever the case may be, I have learned to use the words I apologize instead of I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry. It really gives an opportunity for someone else to go, yes, you are very sorry. And it's not the same way that they're presenting it at all. It is that wretched, worthless sorry.
Yep.
So, anyway, I am going to jump into musical therapy. Not that I'm not enjoying this chat, but I had a long day and I am needing some musical therapy. There's a whole lot more information that is here to be presented on this. Here's what I'm going to say.
Part two? Part two?
I could say that. I could also say, go ahead and search for ways to become more confident, ways to sound smarter when you talk. Are there things that you can avoid saying when speaking, presenting, discussing in a discussion? There's an article on CNBC, another article, which starts off with a title, Want to Sound Smarter? Avoid 24 overused words and phrases that make you sound pretentious. And this is according to grammar experts. Yet again, grammar experts. Who made them grammar experts? I don't know. And in fact, it was the same grammar experts that gave the information in the previous bit that I was talking about with using I'm sorry and, giving their opinions. The words and phrases that make you sound weak.
Yeah, and I'm one of those grammatical experts because I am so anal about grammar that it is when I send a text message.
Yeah. I've received a couple of those messages from you. So I know what you're talking about.
I find it very hard, very difficult, not hard. It is difficult for me to speak slang in a text. And you know how autocorrect is?
Yes.
Oh, Lord, I have to send the corrected word or message if autocorrect sends the incorrect. I know that the individual reading that message understands what I'm trying to say, but if I don't go back and make it grammatically correct,
it's going to haunt you.
It eats at me until I do, but I digress. Please continue with the rest of your information.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. Real quick. People, please, please, please learn to use or learn the difference between these words and phrases. There's adverse, ADVERSE, and there is averse, no D. Please learn the difference. Effect and affect. There is this one I didn't even know. Again, I'll admit, chomping at the bit and champing at the bit. You can go ahead and learn the difference.
Ooh. Can I say one?
Go ahead.
Advise with an SE and advice.
Well,
with a C.
you didn't even need to say an SE because the way you enunciated, you could tell the difference. Now, a lot of people using the word don't say it right. But yes, that's another one. There is deep-seated and deep-seeded. That was another one that kind of jumped out at me and said, wait, what? There's discrete, CRETE, and discrete, CREET. Two different words. Same origin, but two different words.
Two different meanings.
Yes. There is first come, first serve, and there's first come, first served. There is for all intensive purposes, and there's all for all intents and purposes.
Oh my Lord. You're
Wait.
warming my heart. I am.
There's more.
Yes. Okay. Keep going.
There's
keep
more.
going.
There's hone in, HONE, and there is home, HOME, in. There is in regard to, and there is in regards to. There is should off, and there is should have.
Oh, you're warming my heart with these words. Yes, people, there's a difference.
Yes. And I think a part of it is slang that has crept in. For some, it is just not really taking the time out to learn the difference. In the beginning, they just got on to starting to using something.
And not knowing the meaning or the origin of a specific word, a particular word, or a phrase.
Yes. And there are a few more, but y'all can go check it out. It's on CNBC. And the article is titled 14 Common Words and Phrases You've Probably Been Saying Wrong This Whole Time.
And there you go. Stimulating that appetite, not satisfying that hunger.
See, this is how I know that you really pay attention to my broadcast.
AKA stalk you.
You know, if you want to take that, I'm fine with it. Go ahead. I've never really had one of those. I feel like I am someone now. I have a stalker. Althea, thank you very much for calling in.
It was such a pleasure sharing this discussion with you, and thank you always for allowing me to not just call in and kind of like take over your broadcast, but for whoever is listening, you know, hope the information that I present and those information, the information is my point of view, my experiences, not necessarily those of DJ Kevin Stew and the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew.
She even comes with her own disclaimer. I thank you. I thank you. As we go to wrap up this week of the Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew, this has been Healthy Love. We are in the McNeil Trucking segment of the broadcast, which is usually the musical therapy segment. And thanks to McNeil Trucking also. With McNeil Trucking, your goods are in good hands. They have been long-time supporters of the Night Shift to DJ Kevin Stew. I truly appreciate love you guys. Take care. Those of you who are gonna go off to bed now, those of you who are just waking up, heading out to work, depending on where you are in the world, cool. You know, do your thing. If you work the third shift, if you work the fourth shift, is there such a thing as a fourth shift?
There could be. Make it a fourth shift.
I
There's
don't.
a night shift. Why can't there be a fourth shift?
Because I don't want to give these companies an excuse to drive wedges into families just for an almighty dollar. But
it's out there.
That's another broadcast.
all on its own.
Yeah. But right now, we're going to jump into musical therapy, about 10 minutes of it. And we're kicking it off with the sound of Miss Joanna Marie, track called My Best Boy. That's me. That's me. I don't care what anybody else want to say. That's me. Thank you, Miss Althea. Take care. Enjoy musical therapy, the abbreviated version of it.
I'm gonna tell my friends about you. Tell them about the things that you do to me. Tell them you're my best boy and the best you'll always be.
Yeah, man, tell everybody.
This is Joanna Marie, and it's all about DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift. You feel for some stew? Check out Kevin Stew. Ooh, baby, you're the best.
I told you, I am the best boy. What are you gonna do, Joanna?
I'm gonna tell my friends about you. Tell them about the things that you do to me. Tell them you're my best boy and the best you'll always be. Tell them you're everything that's good, so good to me. Always be. I wanna be always close to you. To give a helping hand if ever you're in need. I want to be always so close to you. To you, yeah. Don't have to try you out for size. You fit my heart, comfortable and warm. Without you, what would life be? Tell them you're my best boy and the best you'll always be. I wanna be always close to you. To give a helping hand if ever you're in need. I want to be always so close to you. Don't wanna let you go. To you. Oh yeah.
This is new music from Novelty.
Oh yeah. Come on back.
Track called So I Can Love You.
Not ready to let you go. Come on back, baby. I'm not ready to let you go. No. I will tell you when I'm ready. I got to let you know. I got to let you know. Don't walk away from me, baby.
sound of the sultry one.
Take the early flight to Florida.
Suzanne Sultry.
Just the way that you used to do.
With her rendition of If You're Not Back in Love by Monday. I guess you'll have to wait until Tuesday.
If you're not back in love by Monday, then you can go your separate way. If you're not back in love by Monday, you can't say you didn't try. But before you bury me your love, just make sure you let it die. Sleep nights together. Say the things you used to say. If you're not back in love by Monday, oh baby, just go your separate way. You can't find that what about love, 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 love. What about love,
This is on a Red Fox.
sweet love?
He's asking the question, what about love?
What about love, love?
Suzanne Sultry says, if you're not back in love by Monday, go on about your business.
Love, love,
What's love got to do with it?
we fight for every little thing, forgetting how to love each other. Oh, yeah. Love life, that's all I'm gonna sing. 'Cause war is not the answer. Oh, no. Even though at times it seems so hard. Think slow, nothing not one a yard. Man broke, can't find no food to ride. But we not go kill my brother. Yes, we not go still love the sister. Love, 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 love. What about love, 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 sweet love? What about love, 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 love? What about love, 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 sweet love?
This is on Empress Unique. Taking us up to the top of the hour. Bouncing through musical therapy. Track is called I'll Always Love You.
I live for you. I'll sacrifice to guide and provide, give you a better life. In my heart forever, I'll never let you go. Never let you go. I'll never let you go. Never let you go. In my heart forever, I'll never let you go. Never let you go. I'll never let you go. Never let you go. You know that I do. Yeah. I'll always love.
And I'll always love you, even though I've got to go.
You know that I do. Yeah.
And as I get on out of here, I do want to remind you, look out for members of your community. Remember, your community is not just a development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. So those that you pass on the bus, on the plane, the boat, or the train, whether you walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community. Do something good for one of them today, because you never know who's going to do something good for you tomorrow.
As you go on.
My name is DJ Kevin Stew, and this is what I like to do to you, for you, and with you every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here, kevinstew.com and affiliates. Remember, watch out for the weather in South Florida this weekend.
Never let you go. In my heart forever.
Be careful out there.
Never let you go. Never.
Be mindful of others.
Never let you go. Never let you go.
I'll never let you go, my cuz. I'll always love you too. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. Good night to you from right here in South Florida. Be good. If you can't be good at it. Take care until we do it again. Catch you on Saturday for the Saturday Stew on Reggae Global Radio. Much love to you. No, I'm not on this Saturday. No, I'm not. We'll see what happens. The weather might keep me home, you know? But y'all take care until, alright? Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The Night Shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.